Welcome to Invest. We'll talk about investing, finance, and professional development. It's the current time of 9:38 a.m. on the Eastern Time on April 13th on Thursday. Hope you guys have a good week so far. We are almost to the weekend. With respect to Ethereum, is currently trading at exactly $2,000, up about 4.27% so far. As you can see on the key coins of the equation across the spectrum, I would say is relatively green, most of them, but some altcoins are kind of selling off. It seems like we're kind of having a mixed bag type of catalyst, driven mainly by the key driver that we're experiencing this morning, is with respect to the digestions of the inflationary report. It seems like on a high level synopsis, just take a look at the news front. It seems like the report is indicating some sort of a cooling on the inflationary pressure. So when you see this, this is I guess an inflection point that we are psychologically indicating some sort of a market rebound, right? So you could see that with respect to the market front, stocks are, I guess, rising, but not like a significant amount, knowing the fact that we're quite extended across the spectrum already. So for it to keep rising up, it will just be not the most sensible, right? Because ultimately the stocks and also crypto, despite they are trading based on supply and demand, but the supply and demand dynamics has to be sensible for us to kind of translate into the technical analysis that we perform on a day-to-day basis, right? So it seems like it doesn't look like we have enough inertia to propel, which we'll dive into the technical to see what that means. And just take a look at the other trivial news. It seems like across the spectrum, beside the report, these other news are, I would say, across the spectrum, relatively trivial, right? Nothing really specific. But it seems like there are other catalysts with respect to jobless claim numbers has risen, but remains as historically low number. So a lot of positive news that we are seeing across the spectrum so far. So not terrible, right? So let's take a look at also with respect to some of the whales. How have they been acting in the last 24 hours so far? It seems like ARK Invest was more of a sell day, right, relative to a buy day that we were seeing days ago. And also with respect to BlackRock, let's take a look at what happened, shall we? Seems like it was more of a sell day as well, but they did also buy relatively comparable in size. So it's definitely more of a mixed bag day for BlackRock in terms of just like I would say balancing their portfolio. So let's take a look at technicals now with respect to recording time of 9:41 a.m. on the Eastern Time. We had $2,000, up 4.24%. Again, it's really driven by the deteriorations of the financial sector, right? The banking stocks are a little bit under pressure, combined with the macro catalyst on the job reports and the inflationary report seems to be quite rosy. So which translates into optimism on people buying into certain asset classes, right? So Bitcoin, Ethereum kind of trade on par with the overall index, so which is dragging it up to go up from here. But on a technical front, you can see it on a daily, we are quite elongated at 70 out of 70. On the weekly, you are also looking quite draggy with a large separation at 63 out of 70 as well. So remember, 2000 is actually a psychological mark, but it's a non-substantive resistance level, not a real level. You need to get above 2050 for it to sustain, because the level that we're at right now, it just it's not a real level, right? You need to get a 2050 for us to sustain, because that's the next level of resistance slash support, which we need to get to. On a monthly, you could see that with respect to the current level, we are gliding up. You are at the 51 out of 70. You see this separations right now, looking like we are about to kind of have a golden cross on a monthly, but again, monthly. It is still, like, I would say the thesis still holds. We should actually see some transition into the bull market sometimes in, I would say, end of summer to autumn or fall, based on the timing so far. I think sometimes by October we should start to see a golden cross and then cross up from here. Wouldn't be surprised to us. And then on Bitcoin side of the equation, I would say similar, right? Monthly, it is looking to cross up 52 out of 70. Excuse me. Weekly, large separation, 66.66. Whoa, quadruple six numbers. It is reaching, but the next level resistance is going to be 30,500, which you can see that we're below it. not sustainable. On the daily, you could see that we have this golden cross that we crossed up, which translates into a green candle, but we are at 70 out of 70, very high. You could see that we clearly got rejected at 30,500. It is on the opposite side of the chart right now with respect to the MACD line. So what it needs to do is to kind of cross down before we cross up, and also cool down the RSI below as well, right? Which is not the most sensible for you to buy in at this moment right now. Risk is relatively higher than usual. So with respect to the SPY front, you could see that we are 409. The level of resistance that you should be seeing is 415, which you could see that we have tried to get there, but we couldn't get there. As of yesterday, we were at 412 at one point. Something that's quite scary right now is with respect to this long, like well humped looking type of curvature on the MACD front. So this does seems like we are quite extended with a 60 out of 70, so overextended on a daily. Weekly is also showing extensions of 56 out of 70. We are also showing we are getting blocked at basically at the current level right now. So extended on both sides on the spectrum, but monthly it is indicating a bull market should technically begin sometimes like later in the year. Again, right, transitionary period from end of summer to autumn. So it seems like we are foreshadowing a rebound. So I am optimistic about this overall. So not terrible, right? So hopefully this makes sense. Obviously, there's still a lot of macro catalysts that needs to, kind of sort out, right? We haven't really heard much about with respect to the SVB situation, the banking sector situation. How we doing with the inflationary pressure. I mean, it might be good report on this month or the month before, but it needs to be a progressive type of cadence, right? We need to see how it goes like going forward. We cannot just have one report that's positive and then negative on the next one. We need to be consistent going forward, right? So we have to kind of watch it. But based on everything as we shaking out in the next couple of months, I do foresee a market rebound because of the timing of a recession we have already been in for like about 2.5 years so far. So it does technically make sense for the revolutions to come back in. So it is optimistic. So I do have faith in the market going forward. So not terrible. So hopefully this is helpful. I'm gonna head on to my day now. A long day ahead of me. But I appreciate you for dropping by, and I'll check you on the next one. Take care. Bye.